In the headlines, preliminary report on Abuja-Kaduna train track reveals collaboration between bandits and dislodged Boko Haram terrorists. 4 police officers shot dead as gunmen attack Atani police station in Anambra. 26 persons confirmed dead, others missing following boat mishap in Sokoto State. Away from Nigeria, Ivory Coast Prime Minister and government resigns. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. And now we'll begin with security. The federal government says preliminary reports on Abuja-Kaduna train terror attack have revealed the impact of collaboration between the bandits and dislodged Boko Haram terrorists from the northeast. The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, said this Wednesday while fielding questions from State House reporters after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja. Mohammed intervened after the Minister of Defense, retired Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, was asked to provide information on the perpetrators of the train attack. Suspected gunmen in the early hours of Wednesday killed 4 policemen at Atani police station in Ogbaru local government area of Anambra State. The unknown gunmen who stormed the police station at about 1 a.m. after killing the police officers set part of the station ablaze. The Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Tochukwu Ikenga, who confirmed the incident, said the police later dislodged the hoodlums. He said the Commissioner of Police and other police officers at about 1:30 a.m. stormed the place and engaged the hoodlums who fled from the station. Still on insecurity, unidentified hoodlums have fled with some female students of College of Health Technology, SAFE. The incident was said to have occurred early Wednesday morning when the hoodlums stormed the female dormitory with sophisticated weapons. Confirming the incident, Zamfara State Police Public Relations Officer SP Muhammad Shehu said at about 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, some yet-to-be-identified hoodlums went to the rented dormitory of some students of College of Health Technology, SAFE, located at the outskirts of a town, and abducted 5 female students. Police and other security operatives rushed to the scene, but unfortunately the hoodlums had fled with the victims. One of the students escaped, leaving the other 4. Police, in collaboration with the security operatives, are currently on extensive search and rescue operations aimed at rescuing the victims unhurt. It is, however, reported that the suspected terrorists had already made contact with the families of the abducted victims, demanding for ransom. Angered by rising insecurity in the country, some members of the House of Representatives have called for the resignation of those saddled with Nigeria's security. The calls followed the presentation of 2 motions on matters of urgent public importance during plenary on Wednesday. The motions were moved by Yusuf Gagdi, APC Plateau, and John Day, PDP Benue, over killing of people in various communities in their constituencies by suspected terrorists a few days ago. According to him, houses and places of business have been destroyed, while over 3,000 have been displaced from the affected communities. Similarly, John Day, while presenting his motion, disclosed that 19 people were killed in 2 communities between Monday and Tuesday morning. On his part, Usman Bello Kumo, APC Gombe, called for the resignation of the Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, and National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Monguno, for failing in their duties. In his remark, the Deputy Speaker, Idris Wase, who presided over the plenary, lamented that despite clear intelligence and resolutions, including the one presented to the President after the Security Summit on insecurity pervading Nigeria, attacks are being carried out and lives are being lost. Director of Publicity and Advocacy of the Northern Elders Forum, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, says the present administration under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari lacks the political will and the overall capacity to effectively combat the menace of insecurity currently ravaging different parts of the country. Speaking exclusively to Trust TV, Baba Ahmed says the recent call by the Northern Elders Forum for the president to resign is born out of the need to see positive steps being taken to tackle insecurity. According to him, the president is either unable or unwilling to do anything differently in the current fight, adding that one of the main responsibilities of the government is to secure lives and properties of its citizens, which this present administration has failed to do.
No, it is not. There is a whole year he has to continue to be president of the country. A year can make a difference, a huge difference. If we saw evidence that he intends to do something with the year that he has, we wouldn't say what we're saying. There doesn't appear to be anything that he's planning to do different from what he's done before. So a year is a long time. A lot of things can happen. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like good things. We just feel abandoned. We feel as if the president has run out of ideas. He's not trying anything new. He just uses the same old words. We are trying our best, go after them. And these people are coming after us. It's very weak political will. I'm not sure the president understands that how much power he has and how much he needs to exercise that power behind the title of Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces and Chief Security Officer of the country. And he tolerates too many things he should not tolerate. He gives instructions he doesn't follow through. We don't know who advises him, but he's too far removed from the circumstances under which citizens live. That's the first one. There's also the issue of competence. A president by now, faced with country facing all these things, you've been president for 4 years, you came back to Nigeria and said, sorry, we haven't done as much as we want to do something else. And it gets worse. Another president will really roll up his sleeves and say, no, listen, I'm not going to leave this legacy. This is not going to be my legacy. I'm not going to leave Nigeria worse than I inherited it. I will do everything. Get the governors involved if we need to tinker with the constitution, if we need to do some structural changes.
Various crises in Nigeria are said to have displaced 3.3 million people from their homes. Vice President ECOWAS Commission, Finda Koroma, made the assertion during a stakeholders workshop on best practices for stabilization in West Africa. Fatima Karai has more.
The ECOWAS Commission, in partnership with development organizations and governments, has embarked on a journey of introducing interventions designed to stabilize conflict-affected areas in West Africa. The Commission will also address the root causes of insecurity and set them on path for sustainable development through recovery and building community resilience. The Vice President, Finda Koroma, said this became necessary following displacement crisis in Burkina Faso, where the militant group's violence originating from Mali displaced 1.2 million people. And in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, violent attacks by Boko Haram in the northeastern Nigeria have resulted in the displacement of 2.5 million Nigerians, while kidnappings, extortion, and organized criminal attacks in the northwest Nigeria have displaced an additional 800,000 people. Finda Koroma said ECOWAS, in partnership with the German government, has established ECOWAS Fund for regional stabilization and development in fragile member states to stabilize conflict-affected communities through provision of sustainable economic opportunities and essential services for conflict-affected communities and construction or rehabilitation of key national infrastructure. In Abuja, Fatima Sanusi Karai, Trust TV News.
26 persons have been confirmed dead while search continues following a boat mishap on Shagari River in Shagari local government area of Sokoto State. Chairman of Shagari Council area, Aliyu Antani, who disclosed this to a newsman on Wednesday in Sokoto, said the incident occurred on Tuesday evening. Antani said of the 26 recovered corpses, 21 were women while 5 were children, adding that a search and rescue mission is ongoing. The council boss, however, said the actual number of passengers in the boat could not be immediately ascertained. According to him, local divers were currently on the river to see how to either recover bodies or rescue survivors. People's Democratic Party in Katsina State is challenging the entirety of local government elections results announced on Tuesday by the Katsina State Independent Electoral Commission. The state leadership of the PDP insists that it has evidence that elections were not conducted in over 10 local governments. Abdullahi Ahmadi reports.
It has become the norm in Nigeria for parties which lose elections to reject results. The PDP is following a well-traveled path. It is alleging that election materials were carted away on Sunday night by some persons at some local government headquarters.
During this unconstitutional announcement of results of the elections, there was no single member of the PDP as a major opposition party in the state and members of the other political parties that participated in the election as agents. There is no result sheet or declaration sheet in which a member of any party signed.
Of course, some anomalies should raise eyebrows. For instance, the party's accusation that SIEC announced election results without declaration forms by each ward and local government returning officer should be of concern. Besides, the PDP is wondering why a single individual should sit at the comfort of his office and announce election results of 31 local government chairmen and over 300 councillors.
The entire results of my ward, that is Majigiri Sabolija. These are documents from State Independent Electoral Commission. And yet PDP has won all the 14 polling units in my ward. And these documents are not manufactured by any political party. They released this document from the central bank with our agents to our local government headquarters. And there is a list of supervisors for the election of Bashi local government and returning officers. They are here in all the 11 wards in my local government. The supervisors went to the ward headquarters, distributed the election materials to the presiding officers.
Glaringly missing from KATSIEC's declaration of results was a breakdown showing total number of accredited voters, total votes cast, scores of candidates of each party, and candidates with highest votes. The PDP has therefore vowed to get redress by exploring all avenues legally available within the confines of the law to redress what it described as injustice. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Crossed Television News, Katsina.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has said only 1,390,519 Nigerians are eligible to vote in the 2023 general elections. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said this on Wednesday in Abuja at a media conference. According to him, 45% of total registered voters in the country are valid. He said only 1.3 million Nigerians have valid permanent voters' cards across the country. He also said that only 10 of the 18 registered political parties have notified the Commission of their primaries. He urged the remaining parties to do the needful and for all the parties to strictly follow the electoral laws and other guidelines. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. How Kano State government struggle to enforce ban on street begging. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Trust News Update. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. We told you that preliminary report on Abuja-Kaduna train attack reveals collaboration between bandits and dislodged Boko Haram terrorists. We also told you that suspected gunmen on Wednesday killed 4 policemen at a tiny police station in Ogbaru local government area of Anambra State. Moving on to more news, the Supreme Court of Nigeria on Wednesday in Abuja affirmed the 6 years imprisonment on a former federal director of pensions, Johnny Yakubu Yusuf. The court also ordered him to refund 22.9 billion naira to government coffers. The amount is part of the police pension fund he admitted before a high court of the Federal Capital Territory to have been misappropriated. Justice Tijani Abubakar, in a judgment in an appeal filed by Yusuf, upheld the decision of the Court of Appeal, which in 2018 sent him to 6 years imprisonment in addition to the refund of the huge sum. Justice Abubakar said that the appeal of the former federal pension director seeking to set aside the 6 years jail term against him was frivolous, vexatious, and devoid of merit. President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in commissioners for the National Population Commission and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences. The swearing-in took place shortly before the commencement of the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House in Abuja on Wednesday. The commissioners who were confirmed by Senate last month are Chief Benedict Ukpong Efyong, Akwa Ibom, Gloria Fateyi Izonfo Bayelsa, Kopchi Patricia Ori Iyanya, Benue, Haliru Bala Kebbi, and Eitayo Yekunle Oyetunji Oyo for the National Population Commission. Those for the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission are Assistant Inspector General of Police Olugbenga Adeonju, retired, Ekiti State, Senator Anthony Agbo Ebonyi, Anne Otelefu Ode, Cross Rivers, Goni Ali Gujba Yobe, and Dr. Louis Solomon Mandama Adamawa.
For the President and all other stakeholders, we are going to be on the same page with my colleagues in the ICPC, and I want to assure the good Nigerians that we are going to add value in the fight against corruption.
We have served the first term out successfully and in integrity and excellence, so we can't afford to do anything less. We commit to total excellence, loyalty, and dedication. Census is around the corner. I'm sure you know that. And if you have listened to my chairman and you have been following the population series, you would understand that we are in for a new and better deal with census in this country.
Well, we swing into action. They've been part of the whole preparation, at least before the expiration of the tenure. Now that they are back, we will swing into full action. Every state is represented, and we'll make sure we continue the exercise for the census, and by the grace of God, we'll get a great census for Nigeria.
I like to just assure Nigerians, because I know that a lot of people are worried and apprehensive whether we can do the census. I'd like to assure Nigerians that the National Population Commission is very much ready to do the census.
Despite the recent ban on street begging by the Kano state government, authorities are still finding it tough to effect total compliance. In this special feature, Trust TV's Idris Jibrin reports that thousands of beggars are still roaming the streets of Kano metropolis. The report.
Across many parts of Kano metropolis are women, children, elderly, and the physically challenged. Their aim is to either beg for food or money to buy some. Begging, otherwise known as bara or maula, is a common practice to appeal for help from people and households around neighborhoods, on the streets, popular junctions, and motor parks.
Some of these street beggars have no options. Since they do not have even what to eat, they don't have choice rather than to beg on the street so that at least they can get food to eat. But others, there is nothing more than greed. It's just greediness that is pushing them.
In Kano, like many other parts of the country, the initial focus is not to raise money, but to gain enough food or resources needed for immediate sustenance. Today, street begging has become a professional business, and stopping it is increasingly becoming difficult.
On several occasions, I have arrested pregnant women. I have arrested some with even HIV/AIDS. Therefore, with this kind of situation, government had to make a stand. We had to make a policy by which all this almajiri on the street will be evacuated.
Although Kano state government has recently banned street begging, but the number of street beggars, most of whom are women and children, seems to be increasing despite measures said to have been put in place.
Kano state government has made adequate arrangement for long concerning these street beggars, especially the physically challenged. We have made arrangement, those of them who have a certificate and were fortunate enough to go to school, they should take their certificate to their local government chairman and job will be provided for them. Kano state government had made this announcement repeatedly and it still stands, and we are working on it, and anybody who provides such document will be provided with a job.
Unless government policies are properly implemented, poverty is reduced to the barest minimum, as well as high rate of rural to urban migration is controlled, street begging may be far from over. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
6 young women suspected to be involved in prostitution have been arrested by the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Gombe State Command. Parading the suspects at the NSCDC headquarters in Gombe, the commandant, Waziri Babagoni, said the organization is determined to combat sexual abuse and other social vices in the state. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
The suspected young prostitutes, who are between the ages of 18 and 25, were from the northeastern and north-central parts of the country. The NSCDC said the women, who are in the command's custody, were allegedly lured into sexual activities for money in a hotel at midnight within Gombe metropolis.
Gombe people, they have a very tax to play because they can't just sit down and see these things happening. It's a calamity to the society. All these things are happening, in the state, and we hear from other parts of the country. You see, these are the things that generate to even bringing some insecurity act. If you allow such youth to, do this type of work, because through them the criminal will hide in that either hotel or in that flare premises or in that gang up, so that now they can come way to do all sorts of vices. So I pleaded with the people of Gombe State to curb these things because they have to report. They have to be very, very proactive.
During an interview, one of the women confessed that they received 20,000 naira or more to attend to a client.
No, I said that any amount, 20k, 40k, 50k, 60k.
You do collect from your customer?
No, it's not our customer. If you then come, the drama house.
Home service?
No, not room service.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has also arrested the owner of the property where the women reside, but denied any wrongdoing.
One of the men asked me to give the place rent to him, and I did. I don't see any offense on it because Gidan Wasa is more than 3 in that street. Why my own will be a different case? Why did they invite me here to disgrace me for no cause and no reasons? Did I do anything wrong to give him my land a rent? Did I know what they're doing? They are dancing, they are doing entertainment. I don't know what they are doing, whether there is any other crime they are committing there, except entertainment.
The NSCDC also said it has identified 7 different buildings within Gombe metropolis where sexual atrocities are being committed and will not relent in their effort to rid the state from such social vices. Although there is no evidence to prove that these alleged prostitutes were trafficked, human rights violations cannot be ruled out in this case. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Youth in the country, especially women, have been called upon to engage in skills acquisition in order to be self-reliant rather than being dependent on government jobs. The call was made by fashion designer Ms. Winifred Iyaji during a discussion with Trust TV News in Abuja. The report. Simon Harry has died 8 months after resuming office. Director, Communication and Public Relations of the National Bureau of Statistics, Electoral, confirmed his demise on Wednesday in Abuja. Harry's death is coming barely 48 hours after the agency debunked rumors of his demise. He is said to have been indisposed on Saturday and was immediately given medical attention. Harry was appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari as Statistician General of the Federation in August last year. And finally, on the foreign scene, Ivorian Prime Minister Patrick Achi has tabled his resignation and that of his government. President Alassane Ouattara disclosed this during a cabinet meeting in which he accepted the resignation. The meeting took place on Wednesday in Abidjan, the Ivorian commercial capital. Achi is the third prime minister in the West African state in the last 3 years after Amadou Gon Coulibaly and Hamed Bakayoko, who died in 2020. And that's it on Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.